Imagine your brain turning into glass, literally. Not in a lab, not in a sci-fi story, but in real life. That's exactly what happened to one young man nearly 2,000 years ago when a deadly volcanic eruption froze his brain in time, as glass. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE is one of the most infamous disasters in history. It buried entire Roman cities like Pompeii and Herculaneum under ash and rock. Among the victims was a young man in Herculaneum whose final moments were unlike anyone else's. When archaeologists unearthed his remains nearly 1,800 years later, they found him lying face down on a bed, trapped indoors while others fled to the coast. But what truly stunned them was what they found inside his skull, something shiny, dark, and fragile. At first, it looked like a volcanic stone, but it wasn't. It was his brain, turned to glass. How does that even happen? To turn something into glass, you need two extreme things: very high heat and very rapid cooling. Vesuvius didn't just spit lava, it blasted a superheated cloud of ash called a pyroclastic surge, with temperatures soaring above 950 degrees Fahrenheit. That was hot enough to melt brain tissue. But since the man was inside a stone building, shielded just enough, the molten brain cooled almost instantly, before it could vaporize. That's how it became glass. The heat liquefied his brain, but the rapid cooling, caused by the environment and the sudden retreat of the ash cloud, locked the tissue in place like a fossil in obsidian. And yes, it's as rare as it sounds. When scientists examined the shiny material under a microscope, they discovered preserved brain proteins, nerve cells, and even traces of myelin, the fatty substance that helps send messages across neurons. This wasn't just glass, it was a snapshot of a human mind from nearly 2,000 years ago. But why only the brain? Why didn't the rest of the body turn into glass? Simple, the brain is rich in water and fat, perfect for the glassification process. Other organs either dried up or were destroyed by heat. Bones? Too dry to melt, too hard to glassify. The skull acted like a mini oven, just the right conditions for this scientific miracle. This kind of preservation is almost unheard of. Sure, other preserved brains have been found. Over 4,000, actually. Some turned to soap in wet, low-oxygen environments. Others froze solid in icy tundras. A few even charred like coal in ancient fires. But never before had a human brain naturally turned into glass. That makes this discovery the first of its kind. A rare combination of heat, protection, timing, and nature's unpredictability. So what's the big deal? This one brain gave scientists new insight into ancient Roman life, the mechanics of volcanic disasters, and even how we might preserve soft tissue in extreme conditions. It's a tragic yet astonishing intersection of history, science, and pure chance. The young man never knew he'd become part of history in such a surreal way. His death has helped science take a giant leap into understanding how nature can destroy and preserve all at once. So the next time you hear about Mount Vesuvius, remember, somewhere beneath its ashes, a human brain was transformed into glass, and it's still telling its story today. If that blew your mind, no pun intended, like the video, share it, and subscribe for more strange and fascinating stories from the past.